The holographic image flickered in the dim war room, showing Ambassador Chen's severed head mounted on a pike outside the Valdorian Imperial Palace. Commander Nick Harrison's jaw tightened as he watched the recording for the third time, his knuckles white against the steel table. They broadcast it across every communication channel in the sector, Lieutenant Kiza Okonkwo said quietly, her dark eyes reflecting the blue glow of the display. The Valdorian Emperor wanted everyone to see what happens when humans dare to negotiate. Nick had known Ambassador Chen personally. They'd shared drinks just 2 months ago, before Chen departed on what should have been a routine diplomatic mission. The Valdorian Empire had been expanding aggressively, but Chen believed dialogue could prevent bloodshed. He'd been wrong. The Emperor called it a demonstration of superior civilization, Kiza continued, pulling up additional intelligence reports. He says humanity's attempts at diplomacy were insults to their ancient culture, that we're primitives who should know our place. Our place, Nick repeated, his voice cold as vacuum. He looked up at Kiza and she recognized the expression. She'd seen it before, during the Kepler Rebellion, right before Nick had led the most devastating counteroffensive in recent military history. Did the Security Council approve Protocol Ragnarok? Kiza nodded slowly. Unanimous vote. Every member nation agreed. They said, and I quote, "Let the galaxy remember why humanity doesn't start wars. We finish them." Within 48 hours, the first wave struck. The Valdorian Empire had never encountered human warfare. They'd built their reputation conquering species that fought with honor codes and ritual combat. Their military tactics relied on intimidation and the psychological weight of their 1,000-year dominance. They had cruisers that gleamed like jewels and warriors who recited poetry before battle. Humanity had something different, rage refined into precision. Nick's fleet emerged from slip space at the edge of the Valdorian home system without warning. No declarations, no announcements. The Valdorians detected them too late. Human stealth technology had advanced far beyond what the Empire's intelligence had estimated. All ships weapons free, Nick commanded from the bridge of the UESS Retribution. Remember Ambassador Chen. Remember that they thought we'd accept this. The Valdorian home fleet moved to intercept, their massive dreadnoughts launching forward with the confidence of a power that had never known defeat. They outnumbered the human force 3-1. It didn't matter. Human vessels moved like schools of predatory fish, their coordination seamless and brutal. Railgun fire tore through Valdorian shields that had never been designed to stop kinetic weapons traveling at relativistic speeds. Missile swarms overwhelmed point defense systems with sheer numbers and erratic pathing. And when the Valdorian ships tried to close for their preferred broadside exchanges, they found human vessels simply weren't there anymore. Already repositioned, already firing from a new vector. "Their command ship is hailing us," Kiza reported from her station. "The fleet admiral is requesting terms for—" "Denied," Nick interrupted. "Target their communications array. I want them silent." Kiza hesitated for just a fraction of a second, then executed the order. The Valdorian flagship's ability to coordinate its fleet died in a cascade of explosions. The battle lasted 4 hours. It should have lasted days. When the Valdorian home fleet lay in ruins, Nick gave the order that would echo through galactic history. All ships advance to orbital bombardment range. Target military installations, government complexes, and the Imperial Palace. Kiza, broadcast this on all frequencies. Kiza activated the transmission and Nick stared directly into the camera. "I am Commander Nick Harrison of the United Earth Space Force. You executed our diplomat. You called it a demonstration. Let me demonstrate something in return. Humanity's capacity for restraint has limits. You crossed them." He paused, letting the weight of his words settle. Behind him, targeting solutions appeared on every screen as human warships aligned themselves above the Valdorian homeworld. "We could turn your world to glass," Nick continued. "We have the weapons. We have the will. But we're not like you. We don't slaughter civilians. We don't celebrate cruelty." His expression hardened. "But we will dismantle every tool you've used to spread fear across this galaxy. Every military installation. Every weapons facility. Every symbol of your empire's power. And your emperor." Nick's voice dropped to something ancient and terrible. "We'll stand trial for his crimes. If he refuses, we'll dig him out of whatever hole he's hiding in." The bombardment was surgical and devastating. Valdorian military infrastructure that had taken centuries to build disappeared in hours. The Imperial Palace, where Ambassador Chen had died, was reduced to a crater. Emperor Valdor was found in his bunker 3 days later by human marines led by Kiza herself. The ancient ruler who had executed a diplomat to prove his superiority now trembled before a human lieutenant half his age. "The commander showed you mercy by letting you live," Kiza told him as she secured the restraints. "He's a better person than I am. If it were my choice, you'd have met the same end you gave Ambassador Chen." The trial was held on neutral ground, broadcast across the galaxy. The Valdorian Emperor, once the most feared being in 6 sectors, was sentenced to life imprisonment for crimes against sapient life. His empire was dismantled, its conquered territories liberated, its military dissolved. In the months that followed, 3 other aggressive empires quietly withdrew their forces from contested territories. Diplomatic missions from Earth suddenly found their negotiations going much smoother. The galactic community learned a lesson that humanity had known for centuries. Peace isn't maintained by those who start wars. It's maintained by those capable of ending them so decisively that no one dares begin. Nick stood in the observation deck of the Retribution, watching Earth grow larger in the view screen as they returned home. Kiza joined him, carrying 2 cups of coffee. "Ambassador Chen's family wants to meet you," she said softly. "To thank you." Nick took the coffee but said nothing for a long moment. "I didn't do this for thanks. I did it because the galaxy needed to understand something." "What's that?" He looked at her and Kiza saw the weight of command in his eyes, the burden of the violence he'd unleashed, justified but not without cost. "That humanity will extend its hand in friendship to anyone willing to take it," Nick said quietly. "But if you cut that hand off..." He turned back to the viewport, to the blue marble of Earth hanging in the black. "We'll show you exactly why we survived long enough to reach the stars in the first place." The message had been received. Across the galaxy, species that had considered humans weak or naive revised their assessments. Earth had demonstrated something more frightening than mere military might. They'd shown they possessed both the mercy to build peace and the fury to wage total war. And they'd shown they knew exactly when to use each. End.